Welcome back to my channel. My name is Malika. In case you're new here, if you're not here, thank you so much for your continued support. I just wanted to come on and share something. I know you can tell by the title, it says blame game, and I wanted to share my experience through my healing and growth on why blame is really a lack of growth. Okay, so I just got out the bathtub, so look, this is how you getting me, because I just have to say this real quick. Like, you know, everybody wants to look a certain way, and I'm trying to get out of that mindset. Like, I don't have to do all this extra shit to come on my channel and get the message. If you're here for the message, you're going to get that message. If you're not, click off. I don't give two F's. And that's just how it is. Okay? So, anyway. So, what I've learned is that through healing, and I'm talking about, this took me about 2 years, and I know it's gonna be some people listening like, oh, it took you 2 years to whatever, because there's a lot of people claiming that they're healing and that they're ascending and that they are developing themselves, but they're really not. They're really not, and you're going to be able to tell a real one from a fake one. But regardless, so you know, let's talk about it in terms of relationships. When I first got out of my relationship, I was like, oh, this person is toxic. They're karmic. They're this, they're that, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that I wasn't realizing is that I was also toxic. I was also karmic. And I just wanted to blame them for every little thing. And I went back and I just re-examined how I acted in the relationship, and I blamed them for everything. I was always blaming them. That takes a toll on a person, regardless of how they was treating me. I'm talking about taking accountability for my actions. I was blaming. And then through healing, at first I had to heal my hurt from what I was going through in that relationship and past that relationship, because it was just a perpetuation of things that I hadn't healed from childhood. So I had to heal and begin to work on that stuff. Then this is why I love God, and this is my journey. So I'm going to say source, I'm going to say the divine spirit, whatever. You take it how it resonates for you. But this is why I love the divine. This is why I love spirit. This is why I love source, because they know what they're doing. Okay, and I say they because source, and then if you believe in your angels and your spirit guides, that's why I'm saying they. They know what they're doing. God knows what God is doing. Okay, you think you're going through that situation just to learn what love is not and all of this stuff. And at first you're like, oh my God, they did this to me, blah, 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 blah. But then it gets flipped on you and you're like, oh, there's another level to this. I have to take accountability for the shit that stunk on my side of the room or whatever. I have to clean that mess up. Okay? So I had to be able to forgive them for what they did to me, and then turn around and forgive myself for what I did to them, and forgive myself for what I did to myself. Okay? And it's like when you're always focused on blaming other people for what's going on in your life or how this and that is turning out, you forget that you must take accountability. It is not always the other person. Okay, there are situations that are out of your control where you really did not do anything. But when you have growth, when you have a growth mindset, as they like to say, when you are really evolving, you get to see things from a higher perspective instead of the limited perspective that we learn to look through due to our trauma, our wounding, and the way that we grow up in our cultures and in our households. You get to see beyond that shit, and you really get to see like, oh, so-and-so also had a childhood. They also went through something, blah, 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 blah. And please don't take it to the extreme. I'm not talking about somebody coming in your life and shooting you and you really didn't do anything. Like, don't take it to the extreme with this, because I know there are going to be people that do that. And all I'm going to say is, if you feel triggered, you have something to work on. That's what triggers do to us. They tell us that we have something to work on. And so we always want to go default to, well, they did, it did, and then we don't get past that. But if you're really growing, if you're really ascending, if you're really becoming conscious and all these cute words for all of this stuff, you will really see that there is some stuff that you have to take accountability for. And you know what not blaming teaches you? It teaches you how to have compassion. It teaches you how to love more and utilize your heart and not harden your heart. And it's not going to happen overnight. Sometimes it's going to take you a whole cycle of healing your shit. And then a whole cycle of seeing how, you know what, I could have done this better. And I should have, I can't be doing this now that I've learned that. It's like it comes back full circle. If you're not having those full circle moments, then you've got more work to do. We always have more work to do. But in this scenario, in this blame game scenario, you have more work to do, since that's what we're talking about. And in my ability to see that, I was able to have more compassion for myself and then turn around and have more compassion for that person that I was with. Doesn't mean I got to get back together with them. Don't mean I got to have them in my life. Let's get that clear. It just means that now I'm seeing from a high perspective. I'm seeing through the eyes of love and not hate or a limited perspective. I'm seeing that we all are going through something. We all have a different walk of life, so to speak. And this is what they mean by walk in a mile in somebody else's shoes, and then you'll be able to see this. But it's different. It's not just about you understanding the concept. It's about you literally putting this into play into your life. And the only way that you're going to know that you're truly doing that is if you're able to have a more compassionate outlook, if you're able to take more accountability, if you are able to look through things in a higher perspective from all sides of the table. Because then and only then are you seeing a true full circle moment, that you actually are healing from this, that you actually can move on from this, that your heart is still not hardening. Like, oh my God, they did me like this, I'm never going to open up to anybody. You're able to trust yourself again because you're able to see it from all the perspectives. So that's really all that I had to say on this. Like, really take a step back and say, when you start to blame people, am I looking at this from all the perspectives? Did I really play a role in this? Can I see it from their side of the street? Again, without feeling like it's not you then placing yourself back in their life and getting back together if that's not what you choose to do. Whatever, however this situation, or going back to that that job or whatever. This is just about literally being able to see it from all the perspectives and take accountability. And I feel like what you're going to realize is that not only do you're leveling up your compassion, you're leveling up your self-love, you're leveling up your self-care, you're leveling up your ascension, your self-development, whatever. You're leveling up yourself, okay? And it's a beautiful thing to witness and see and just be like, I really am standing in the shoes of my past self, of those old versions of myself. I'm standing literally in a new position with a new mindset, as a new person, as a woman, as a man, as whoever. Now with this more evolved mindset on things, and it allows you to let go of things, let it go and let it flow. It allows you to open up your heart to new experiences and new people, places and things, and not bring that baggage with you, okay? And not still have those old ways of behaviors and habits in your new situations. So I hope that this helps. I hope that you get what I'm saying, because when I came to this realization, it was like a few months ago, but something reminded me of it today. And it was just like, wow, I really have grown. I really have changed, because I really used to be that person that it was always them and never me. And I always thought of myself as being a very compassionate and loving and caring person. And I am and was, you know, I still am. But now it's to a new ascended level. It's not stuck there. And it takes you out of the victim mindset. It really makes you look at those darker parts of yourself, even when you think that you're doing this or you're doing that. You really have room to grow. We always have room to grow. So hopefully this helped. I'm going to keep coming with these videos. Just a little side note. I kind of felt like, you know, I was losing the essence of why I'm doing this. And I realized why I'm doing it. So whether one person watches this or 1,000 people watch it or 1 million, I'm still doing what I'm meant to do. So thank you so much for being here. Before you click off, anything you need from me is in the description box down below. Some of you may not know this, but I also do read tarot and oracle. I am an intuitive reader, but I read from the mindset of trying to help us evolve. I'm not doing this for woo-woo, mystical, and all of that stuff. I don't profess to be a psychic or anything like that. I simply do this because I love it, and it's my way of showing how these tools can be practical for our growth. So if you're interested, I do a segment called Unsolicited Advice here on this channel. Or you can go to my exclusive tarot channel and watch those messages there. I hope that, again, this helps. Share this video with somebody if you think it's going to help them. And as always, peace and love. See you in the next one. Bye.